Welcome to the long dog wool stitch tutorial on the popcorn stitch. This stitch, like others such as the bobble or the puff, are used to add pop to an article or visual interest because they stand out in almost 3D from the background. The popcorn stitch is fairly easy. It's based on the double crochet, so if you can do that, you can do the popcorn. I've already done a foundation. So I've done 11 chain stitches, and then starting in the second chain I've done single crochets all the way across, so I have 10 stitches, and then I've done a second row of single crochets for 10 stitches. If you haven't done a foundation and you're going to crochet along, pause the video now and go ahead and do that. Chain 11 and then 10 single crochets, and then chain 1 in turn and 10 single crochets. Okay, now that we have our foundation made, we're going to do a chain 1 and turn, which you can see I've done. Unlike the bobble stitch, which you work on the wrong side of the fabric, the popcorn stitch needs to be worked on the right side of your fabric, which is why we did 2 foundation rows. Now I'm on the right side. I'm going to do 2 single crochets just to give me some working space, and I'm using really thick yarn that splits easily. But isn't this fun with all the sequins in it? All right, so the popcorn stitch. You're going to do 5 double crochets into the same stitch. That's how you start it. So yarn over, insert your hook into your stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through the first 2 stitches, yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. So that's 1 double crochet completed. You're going to do 4 more in the same stitch. So yarn over, into your stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and into 2 loops, yarn over and through 2 loops. That's your second double crochet made. Do 3 more. So there's your third one made. And now we're going to do a 4th one. There's our 4th one made, and then we're going to do our 5th one. So we have 5 double crochets, right? Then you're going to just loosen that up and take your hook out. This is the weird part. This is how you make it become a popcorn. Take your hook out, count back to the very first double crochet. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's your first one. You're going to take your hook and put it in your first stitch from front to back under both bars, so the front and back loops. Then you're going to take this loop that you dropped and put it over your hook and tighten it up, and you're going to pull that loop through that stitch, and then you're going to chain 1 to close it, and then you're going to single crochet into the next stitch to make it pop. So there's your popcorn, and when we do the row going back, it'll round it out a bit more. So it's 5 double crochets, drop the loop, put your hook into the first double crochet, and then pull the loop through that, chain 1, and single crochet in the next stitch. Let me do one more to show you. I'll do a couple single crochets, just so I can move a little, have some room to move. Okay, let's try another popcorn here. All right, so yarn over, insert in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, come through 2 loops, yarn over and through 2 loops. First double crochet made, 4 more. So 2, now make a 3rd one, do a 4th one. I'll go a little slower on the last one. 5th one, yarn over, insert in stitch, yarn over, pull a loop up, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So extend that and drop your hook. 5 single crochets. Find the first one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put your hook in from the front to the back through both bars of that first one, and put your loop back on your hook, tighten it up, and pull that loop through and chain 1. and then single crochet in the very next stitch, and then I'm going to single crochet to the end of the row, and I'm going to show you what we do on the way back to finish off that stitch. So single crochet, chain 1, turn. So now you've got these popcorns sticking up, and they seem to be sticking up rather than out. So our next row will force them out. I'm going to do a row of single crochets right along that, and when I get to the popcorn, I'll show you how to find the right stitch to go into. So if you look, you can see that there's a bit of a schmozzle there. What you want to do is do your stitch into that chain. So you find that chain you did, and it's sometimes hard, and you put your hook through both loops of that chain. That's where the stitch over the bobble goes. So single crochet into that chain, and then single crochet not into any more of the popcorn, but into your next stitch. So single crochet into the next stitch. I had 3 between them, 1, 2, 3, and you can see now that you've got these long bar, short stitch, long stitch. This is not the stitch, it's that single crochet, or sorry, the chain stitch at the top of the popcorn that you want to go into. That chain stitch at the top. You want to do a single crochet there. If you crochet into the other sides of the stitch, you'll end up with too many stitches on your next row. And again, I'm skipping that because that's not actually a stitch. That's part of the popcorn. I'm going into my next stitch, which looks further away than it is. And that's the row finished. I'll loosen that off and take that off. And there you've got your 2 popcorn stitches sticking out from the fabric.